What do you know, good people? It's been a while since I've been doing a video. Today I'm going to make a one of my favorite all-time favorite meals that my parents used to cook, and you hear my dog in the background because he's excited as well. But it involves 4 ingredients and some seasonings. You're gonna have smoked sausage, an onion, some potato, and some green onions. Like this stuff, I can literally bathe in. Well, I don't give you that image. This stuff I can eat my weight in, and that is a big number. Like I love this stuff so much, and I want you to try it. For all my Louisiana people, you know how to make this, so you don't have to follow along. But I would love for you to still like and share my video. Today on the You Can't Tell a Fat Man Nothing, we're making some potato and sausage stew. So come along, let me show you how I make one of my all-time favorite meals. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get some smoked sausage. I love Louisiana smoked sausage. It's a little bit different from kielbasa sausage or anything you get like in your grocery store for your people who are not from Louisiana. I'm out of Louisiana sausage, but we do go to Buc-ee's and we always get the pork and beef sausage, which is a really good off-brand for Louisiana sausage. But I do doctor this up a little bit, and I'm gonna show you how a little trick that I do because it's not smoky flavored. But the beef and the pork mixture and texture is just like Louisiana sausage. It's really good. So I'm gonna use 2 pounds. I'm gonna get this and just chop it up into like little coins, just like this. So get that done, and I'll show you how to put it in my Magnolite pot. All right, got all of my sausage up into quarter size or medallion size. I'm gonna get my Magnolite pot. It's one of my favorite Magnolite pots. This is my dad's. I'm gonna get this warmed up, put some olive oil in here. I'm gonna brown this sausage up really well, get a nice good coating on it. I want it to crystallize and get all those flavors out. So that's my next step. And yes, this is Buc-ee's sausage. Don't come for me, people. It's good. I get my pot a little hot, put some olive oil in there, our grease, whatever you want to use. And then we're gonna throw in our sausage and start browning it up. You hear that sizzle? That's what we want. All right, that's in there. I'm gonna get me a little spoon. I like my little roux spoon. This is called a roux spoon for when you make roux. I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna get this brown, and then while I'm doing that, I'm gonna chop up some white onions. All right, I got my onion cooked. I'm gonna go ahead and still brown this sausage down. I have not added any seasoning as of yet, but I will add some seasoning too. But I want to get a good, nice brown coating on there. I had something in my oven. It's dinged. It's done. So I'm going to take it out so it don't burn. Look at that. Homemade pecan pie. Oh, yes, sir. That's going to be good. Be right back. All right, my sausage is browning up good. Don't forget to get your facial like I always tell you to do. Open up those pores. Anyway, as you can see, the sausage is browning up nicely. I'm getting all the greenies on the bottom. That's all the scraps and the little caramelizations on the bottom. What people call it in Louisiana, it's called greenies. I'm gonna go ahead and add my onions in with this. Get those also caramelizing. And all the sweat from those onions is also going to stir up that flavor on the bottom of that pot. Get these onions translucent. So I'm adding that in there. I'm gonna stir that around for a little bit. Brown up those onions, caramelize those. Then I'm gonna add my seasoning and also a little, my little different thing that I told you about. I was gonna do something a little bit different because I don't have Louisiana smoked sausage. I'm gonna add that little tip to show you what you can do. Be right back. All right, as you can see, it's starting to decaramelize the bottom of that pot, and that's what I want. That sweat and that onions is what's doing that, getting all those flavors of the onions and the sausage mixed in together. I'm gonna add my seasonings at this point. I'm gonna use different. People use whatever they want, any kind of seasonings you want. I'm gonna use some onion powder. And remember, what I do is I just lightly dust the top of the pot of the sausage with mine, You can use a measuring spoon, measuring cup, whatever you want to do. I did onion powder, garlic powder, using some Best Stop Cajun seasoning today. I'm not going to put a lot of this because my mother-in-law is eating with us and she doesn't like a lot of spice. And one of my favorite is season all. I'm going to use this. Now we'll go a little heavy on this. And then also some black pepper and salt. I'm going to get that all incorporated, mixed in, fry it down a little bit more, get some more color on the bottom of that pot. And while that does that, I'm going to go ahead and dice up my potatoes. So while this is doing that, I'm going to show you how to dice up my potatoes. And you say like, well, Curtis, how many potatoes? I don't know. Just use whatever you feel like you need or how much potatoes you want. I'm using russet potatoes. I mean, you can use new potatoes. You can use golden potatoes. It doesn't really matter. I just get a big old handful of potatoes and I'm going to see if that's enough. Just whatever your heart desires on potatoes, okay? That's what we're going to do. I've cubed my potatoes and I decided to get a measuring cup and see how much I've done. And this is an 8-cup measuring cup. And I just dice them into cubes like this. What I'm going to do is I've washed them, drained them. I'm going to add them to my onions and a sausage. I'm going to show you how brown they've gotten. Okay? I meant to tell you also, while I was cubing my potatoes, I had put this on a low after I got it browned like I wanted it. And as you can see, look how pretty. The green meat on the bottom, the onions have caramelized. My seasonings have set in. The sausage has gotten nice and browned. Taste your sausage if you want, it's fully cooked. Seasoned just great. And that Bucky's sausage is really good. Alright, so now I'm going to do is I'm going to add in my potatoes. Stir this around, get the potatoes nice and coated. It's going to bring up all that green meat at the bottom of that. It's going to get coated in there with the moisture of that as well. I meant to tell you that this is probably a double batch. I want to bring some for leftovers tomorrow for lunch for me and a coworker, and my son eats it also, and we might have some for supper as well. But this stuff is so good, you want to make a double batch. And this size is for a family of one Curtis. Right, just like I told you, the sweat from the potatoes is also now getting the greenness on the bottom of that. All that flavors that have been stuck to the bottom of that pot is now being incorporated in potatoes. I've lifted my fire up to almost high so I can brown some of those potatoes. I've gotten my measuring cup of 8 cups of water. I'm gonna pour this in here. What I want to do is I want to get this water all the way to the top of those potatoes and sausage, just like that. And 8 cups did it. So 8 cups of water, some on my stove. Let me wipe that up. And then I'm gonna keep my fire on high and bring this to a boil. And then I'm gonna add my little specialty to make this a little bit more smoky. Smoky hot like me. But anyway, back to the potatoes and stew and sausage. Let me get this incorporated. Bring this to a boil and I'll be right back. All right, remember when I told you that this sausage was not very smoky, so I'm gonna add something little to it to give it that Louisiana smoke flavor. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some liquid smoke. This stuff is potent when I get my facial. So don't use a lot of it, but use enough to where you can get enough taste of a smoke flavor from that sausage in there. I'm gonna do just a few drops. About 8 drops in there. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stir this around. I'm come to a rolling boil. I'm gonna turn this down to probably about a medium-high heat. I wanna break that potatoes down, get all the starches out, and make it a thick stew. So I can smell that smokiness in there now with that liquid smoke. So I'm gonna let this cook down, get my facial in the meantime, and I'll come back because you can't tell a fat man that. This is gonna be so freaking good. I love this stuff. I can't tell you how much I love this stuff. I love this stuff. Oh, put your lid on it. Put your lid on it. Don't let it burn. Watch it closely. Now while my potato and sausage stew is cooking down, breaking up all that potatoes and from starches into the gravy, I'm gonna go ahead and chop up some green onions. Some people like to add their green onions towards the end of the cooking. I like to add some in the middle of my cooking. I like for my green onions to get that flavor into the potatoes, the sausage, and the yellow onion or white onion, whatever you use. So you can do whatever you want. You do you, boo. This is just how I do it. Again, I'm gonna add some of these green onions right now to my stew, and I'll show you how I'm gonna show you how to add green onions to the stew. Like it takes a rocket science to do that, but I'm gonna show you. Okay. And as you can see, it's starting to break down the potatoes. They're getting soft. I've tasted my my gravy. Spot on. I don't have to add any kind of flavoring or any more seasonings to it. I'm just cooking this down to where that potatoes are breaking down. I'm about a handful of green onions into this. I want this to break down as well. I'm gonna keep cooking this down to that liquid reduces. The potatoes start breaking down, getting nice and thick. All right. Take the lid off. As you can see, it's nice and thick. All those potatoes have started breaking down. The starches are breaking into that juice. It's exactly what I want. You can add a little bit more liquid if you want to, but I'm not. I'm gonna leave it just like this. I turned my fire off. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a taste, see if I need any more seasonings in here. This is gonna be hot. So make sure you blow before you taste. This makes a fat man happy. Literally, I can eat this whole pot by myself. You can't tell this fat man nothing. This is one of the best meals, period. Louisiana folks know. So if you're not from Louisiana, but you want some Louisiana food, this is it you need to try. I'm telling you, it's so freaking good. I'm gonna show you how to plate this up, okay? Oh, before I do that, I'm gonna add some more green onions on top. This is where a lot of people add their green onions. At this point in time, I like to add mine in there. Give that a stir. Let me show you how to plate this up. Okay, it's time to eat. I've got me some fresh tomatoes, some cucumbers, kind of like what my mom and dad and my grandparents did, my mama and papa. I'm gonna give me some rice. Put it onto my plate, just like that. Yes, I know. Kurtz, you're gonna have rice, potatoes, and sausage? You damn straight I am. I sure will. Carb century, I know, I understand. I don't need it, but I want it, okay? Take my stew, just like that. Pour it on top. Take you some fresh green onions, sprinkle from high, give me some salt, just like at my mom and papa's house, salt and pepper, and then get you a fork, and you lean in, mix it together, blow. I'm telling you, I literally can bathe in this stuff. In the tub, and eat every bit of it. It is so freaking good. I know I don't need the carbs. Sunday, I'm splurging, okay? It's okay. You can't tell this fat man nothing. And if you really want an extra little bit of carbs, put it on a cracker, as someone says. It's not my thing. It's not my saying. I'm not stealing it. But I love this together as well. Can't tell fat man nothing. Potato sausage stew. So good. Enjoy. Thanks for coming along. Bye.